Steve! Hi, it's Dan Dickerson from the Detroit Tigers. Mike wanted me to wish you the very happiest of 60th birthdays. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. I've been here for a few years in the 60s. It sounds like, my standard advice is as I get older, and, I want to live to 100, and I want to live to 100 healthy. Keep moving is like job number one, and it sounds like you are way ahead of the curve on that. I understand you are ridiculously fit, so I would love to hear some of your training ideas. You're running, you're swimming, you're biking, and that suggests also that you're probably doing triathlons in there somewhere too. That's awesome, though. The more I learn about it, the more it's just like, hey, just keep moving. Do something every day to keep that body moving. Keep those social connections. That's the other thing you hear from anybody who's lived to 100. It's like those are the two biggies right there. Have interest, right? Something that gets you out of bed every day. Well, I certainly have something that gets me out of bed every day, and that's calling games for these exciting 2025 Tigers. I know, Steve, that you've been following this team. I understand you're a huge fan. You like listening on the radio. You know I love hearing that. And I just love watching this team play. The fact that they took that brand of baseball that was so exciting at the end of last year and then carried it into this year, that's not something that usually happens. It happens when you do what Scott Harris did. Added some talent in the offseason and made sure that the guys who were going into the offseason knew what they had to do to get better. Don't just train for the next year. How are you going to get better in very specific ways? And they all went to work. And it's a great brand of baseball that we saw last year, only at a higher level with their base running. They've added the power component because, again, a lot of hard work by guys like Spencer Torkelson, adding the power back into his game, becoming a better hitter. And there's depth now, 1 through 9. Got to have the power if you're going to go deep into the postseason. You add it to a running game that's elite, best in the major leagues at taking the extra base. That energizes and kind of fuels everything in that dugout, and I love watching it every single day. On the pitching side, yeah, there've been as I record this, there've been a little bit of a leak in the last few days against Seattle and Tampa, but they've got this. This rotation is strong. Reese Olson has come back. I think Jack Flaherty's kind of getting to where he needs to be or was last year with the Tigers. Very consistent, steady presence in that 2 slot behind Tarek Skubal. And, yeah, do they need some bullpen help? Sure. Will it come from within or without? We don't know. It's not always easy to make a trade for a valuable late-inning leverage guy. You're going to have to give something up. But the Tigers will figure it out because that's what they do. Think of what they did in August of last year with their pitching plan that led to an incredible finish down the stretch by both starters and relievers, although it was mostly relievers because they didn't have any starters after Montero and Skubal. So it's a lot of fun to watch. They've already created great memories, and I can't wait to see what these last 2 months hold and beyond, because you give A.J. Hinch and this staff something to work with. And they've got something to work with. That's a recipe for going not just to the postseason, but deep into the postseason. Hey, Steve, more than anything, I hope you have a great 60th birthday with family and friends. All the best to you. Keep listening. Take care.